with glowing heart, by his cradle we stand. So let thy light of a star sweetly gleaming, here came the wise men from an Orient land. The King of Kings laid thus in lowly manger, in all of trials, born to be a friend. He knows our need. He guarded us from danger. Behold your King, before the lowly man. Behold your King, before the lowly man. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is a brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. With hymns of joy, in grateful chorus raising, let every heart adore his holy name. Christ is the Lord. We sing and praising his power and glory, evermore proclaim his power and glory, evermore proclaim. Christ is the Lord. With sing answer and praising his power and glory, evermore proclaim his power and glory, evermore
So we have Gestapo and SS again.
Thanks a lot.
Unbelievable.
Thanks a lot for
You know, I
insulting
think
me.
you guys have fallen so low. I would be ashamed if I was a cop in the city today. You know you're committing a crime right now?
Yes. You know why? Because I love God. That's why I'm here.
Right? And then, oh yes, that's right. Yes.
So today again, the city of Calgary has fallen so low
If Biden does get in,
that again, feeding the homeless and giving hope, it's considered a crime.
7 years ago when he was in power.
My goodness, people have no shame in this country anymore. No shame.
Live, him touching the little girls. 2 years ago it came out.
You know, friends, repetition of history. Repetition of history. The authorities again are hammering the work of God, the doing good. You see, you can commit crime, no problem. You can steal, cheat. You know that $2 billion disappeared from the provincial government. That's okay. They can pillage, they can steal, they can lie, they can cheat, they can manipulate. They can manipulate statistics to forward their agenda of reset. They can rob, they can destroy the middle class, and they're using the thugs, the armed forces of the police and the bylaws to achieve that. But feeding the homeless, my God, no. That's a horrible crime. Feeding the poor, the most vulnerable, that's punishable to the fullest of the law. I mean, if you dare to do that, you're going to be the enemy of the state, and they're going to send those types of people to intimidate, to take pictures, to gather their evidence, just like the Nazis did during the Second War, just like the communists did in a country I grew up under, gathering evidence against what? Against feeding of the poor. Wow! How low we have fallen as a society. How low we have fallen as the government. Unbelievable. So here is the crime we are committing. And I'm sure the SS, Gestapo, maybe KGB, I'm trying to educate the public with different names so you know, if you Google it up, that the tactics are identical. They started with intimidation, they started with tickets, and then it escalated with beating people up without trial, sending them to concentration camps. But it starts with little infringements on our rights, and then a little bit more, a little bit more. It's so crazy cold, I can't even talk. Minus 25, and a horrible crime of feeding the poor and preaching the gospel, singing. Wow, wow, what a criminals we are. What a criminals we are. Here is the crime scene, I guess. You should not be touching each other. That's against the law right now. Touching each other, praying for each other, feeding the homeless, it's punishable to the fullest of the law. Don't do that crime, please. You're not allowed to feed the poor. Unless you're skating, then you can do whatever you want. Show us what you got here. Oh, wow. Do you know that serving chicken is illegal?
Everything is illegal. Chicken wings is okay, sir.
Chicken wings are okay? Because they have the wings.
Yes, but now we have
Easier to say what was legal.
Well, this lineup is considered illegal. This is, according to the mayor, Naheed Menshi, according to the premier, Jason Kenney, this is illegal. This gathering is illegal. They got, yes.
I'm gonna tear it up
That's
with
right.
my own equipment
They
that
have
I'm gonna go
stolen.
steal from you, and I'm gonna fucking rip it all up.
So what are your thoughts there? Authorities already came, they did their videos, they did their pictures, so now they gathered evidence against this horrible scene, a crime.
It's interesting that we have fake media, mainstream media down there doing a piece on the rink, which we're probably going to see on the news tonight, is shut down because of the protests here. Because the good people of Calgary are doing what's right and fighting against this insanity and these inhuman human rights abuses of these laws. They're going to try and turn the public against doing what's right, feeding the homeless. Pastor, you are a warrior and an angel, and we're going to stand with you.
What did the police tell you?
They didn't tell us anything. They didn't. They were, there was a group that went up to Cross Iron Mills in protest today. They did a convoy. The police actually escorted them up there, and they were in the mall up there for over an hour, and there was absolutely no trouble with the police whatsoever. The mall was full, people everywhere. Every store.
That's okay.
That's
Feeding
okay.
the homeless, it's not.
Right, exactly. That's the insanity of this tyranny. There's no other way to describe it.
It just doesn't make any sense anymore. What are your thoughts on
I think it's just ridiculous.
what the police said to you today?
Oh no, the police didn't say anything to me
They didn't
today.
talk to you?
No, they didn't talk to me. So yeah, I just think them bugging you about hate feeding homeless is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It should be essential.
I do think it's interesting that we have almost as many police down here today as there are homeless people that you're feeding today. That's quite interesting, and they know who we are as journalists, and the minute we walked up, they scattered. They're gone. They're all gone.
Poof, gone.
Yeah, as soon as they saw our cameras turn on, they were gone.
Yeah.
You know, another interesting fact about this story is that in the news, the chief of police is going to say that there were a number of tickets issued for illegal anti-mask rally. They are not going to say we are feeding the homeless, we are giving essential services to the poor. No, they're not going to say we cracked on the church religious gathering. No, they're going to say anti-mask protest, and we issued numerous tickets for that. What a bunch of liars they have become. This is the crime scene. This is what I'm doing. For 21 years, I'm feeding the poor. Anyone that wants to stand in this lineup is going to receive the necessities of life. And that's unacceptable for the Muslim mayor right now. This is a crime. Giving food to the poor.
Did the police talk to you today?
I haven't been stopped yet.
Did the police talk to you today?
Not me.
They talked to me, but they were not talking on the subject. They were just telling us that they like unify the people because we were always peaceful. But they didn't go any further than that.
No threats?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm waiting. It's bylaw. Bylaw is the one that threatens us.
I'm the bad criminal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that the bylaw is the one that's going to do it.
But they're still sitting there.
Yeah, we went over to try and give them one of our flyers, and the guy told us to back off.
Yeah.
And then he told us to get off the road. He was really nasty, really rude. So I said, take a picture of my sign. Relay that to your boss.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really acting like the look.
They
Taking
are.
pictures like the personal
Oh, I know.
brown shirts
Yes.
of
Yeah.
Gestapo
Yeah.
and Nazi party, right? Personal army of the Headmenschen.
Well, I talked to one of the
Yeah.
police officers, and he says he's more worried about his pension than anything.
Yeah.
So I says, well, you got to fight for your rights.
Yeah.
Who cares about his kids, right?
Yeah.
He cares about his pension. But kids who have no rights, that's not the problem.
It's true.
I know, that's right.
Crazy.
It is.
It's ridiculous. Yes, that's yes.
Hey, Arthur.
Interesting that the mayor of the city in the head, then she is sending his personal brown shirts, his personal army, but not to harass people in different parts, not to harass people in malls or skate rinks, but to harass Christians. A Muslim mayor sends his goons, thugs, brown shirts to harass Christians. I find that very interesting. Islam, I guess, has waged a war against Christianity in this city, and they're sending their private army to intimidate our parishioners, to intimidate our volunteers. That's sickening. That's very, very sickening.
started to go. I decided to